There are a few other things that you're hoping the Biden administration will do before President Biden leaves office. Can you quickly tell us what those are?
So, number one, get all that military aid that's been pledged and committed by the Congress to Ukraine right now so that it can't be interrupted after January 20th. Number two, many years ago already, shocking to say that, the United States and our allies in Europe rightly froze Russian assets, primarily Central Bank of Russia assets that are parked right now in bank accounts in the United States and Europe. $300+ billion, by the way. Only a small percentage of that is here in the United States, but there's been this debate for years what they should do with it in the future. I think Biden should approve giving that money to Ukraine now. Maybe put it into an international development account so that it just doesn't go all to the central government. But I think if he made that bold decision now, that might encourage our allies, where most of this money is sitting, to do the same. Third, there's a zillion more things that could be done on sanctions. And I'm not going to try to go through them all right now. But one really big thing is that to circumvent sanctions, Putin has been using vessels, ships, this gray fleet, they call it, that are unregistered and are dangerous and don't have insurance, by the way. So if they tip over and there's an oil spillage, really disastrous consequences for those states, countries that have borders with those places. Sanction all of those ships right now. Put them out of business. Would have a very consequential impact on the revenues flowing into Russia today. And finally, I think President Biden should declare Russia a state sponsor of terrorism. Russia is terrorizing civilians in Ukraine every single day. Most experts agree with me. These are acts of terrorism. Putting them on the list would really constrain what they can do with Americans. And I just want to remind your viewers, Cuba is on this list. How can Cuba be on this list, but not Russia today? And I think if President Biden took this courageous step, number one, it would be good for limiting revenues going into Russia. But even if Trump might not want to continue it, it would give President Trump and his negotiating team a chit to negotiate if, in fact, they get to that place. So I think it's a really smart idea. The president has the ability to do it. He should do it before January 20th.